So, vielen Dank. Ich möchte erst unsere Gäste
Thank you. Let me
vorstellen.
first introduce our guests.
Caos Calmo, Wettbewerbfilm aus Italien.
Caos Calmo, the competition entry from
Laura
Italy.
Paolucci,
Laura Paolucci,
Autorin. Der
Author.
Produzent Domenico Procacci.
the producer Domenico Procacci,
Isabella Ferrari,
Isabella Ferrari, actress,
Valeria Golino, schauspielerin.
Valeria Golino, actress,
Blue Yoshimi, schauspielerin.
Blue Yoshimi, actress,
Der Regisseur Antonello Grimaldi.
and the director Antonello Grimaldi,
Der Schauspieler und Co-Drehbuchautor Nanni Moretti.
and Nanni Moretti, actor and co-author.
Alessandro Gasman, Schauspieler.
Alessandro Gasman, actor,
Kasia Smutniak, Schauspielerin.
Kasia Smutniak, actress,
Francesco Piccolo,
and
Co-Drehbuchautor.
Francesco Piccolo, co-author,
Und Caterina D'Amico für Rai Cinema.
and Caterina D'Amico for Rai Cinema.
So, wir können gleich anfangen.
Okay,
Ich
we
möchte
can
erst gerne die erste
start.
Frage stellen.
I'd like to ask the first question.
Avete bisogno della cuffia? Die erste Frage ist für
The first
Antonello
question
Grimaldi, der
for
Regisseur.
Antonello
In diesem Film
Grimaldi,
geht es
the director. Now, in this
zwei
film,
erzählerische Ebenen. Es geht
there are two
um
levels
Auseinandersetzung
of the
mit Trauer
storyline.
und
On the one
Schmerz. Und
hand,
es geht auch
dealing
um die
with
Geschichte
suffering, pain, death,
einer
and
Fernsehanstalt.
then the other
Also, wie
storyline
die Geschichte
is
dieses
the
Filmes entstanden.
television
Ich weiß natürlich, dass
company.
die Grundlage des Filmes
Now, I know,
ein
of
Roman
course,
ist von Sandro
this film
Veronesi,
is
aber wie
based
sind
on the
Sie
novel
dazu
by
gekommen?
Sandro Veronesi.
Warum diese tiefe
How did you
persönliche Auseinandersetzung,
come up
warum diese
with this
Geschichte
plot,
der
and
Medien
why
irgendwie
is it that you are dealing so intensely with this issue, the topic of the media in Italy?
L'altro il tema portante del film ed è in realtà
These
il
are
contesto
important topics,
che
as you said, for the
permette
film,
al
and
protagonista di fermarsi.
here
Questa
we have a
cosa
chance
del
for the main
fermarsi è l'altro
protagonist
tema portante
to
del film.
come to a halt in his life
Nel
because of the
senso
death
che
of his wife. And the
il
other
protagonista,
theme,
vabbè che avete visto il film quindi la storia la sapete, il protagonista si ferma aspettando che gli
helps
arrivi il dolore.
the protagonist
fermarsi
to
per
come to
questa
terms
attesa che
with the
arrivi il
pain.
Se no non mi sento. Gli permette di venire a contatto
So
con un
he
mondo
can get in
che
touch
lui
with
probabilmente
a
non avrebbe mai
world
sfiorato se
that
avesse continuato
he
a fare
would
la
never
vita
have
che aveva
gotten to
sempre
know had he
fatto.
continued with his
Il
usual
mondo,
professional life.
racchiuso nel microcosmo della piazza,
So it's that
però
world
fatto, insomma,
in
di
that
personaggi
piazza,
assolutamente lontani da
and
lui. Parlo della ragazza
the different
col cane, ma parlo anche
protagonists
del
who are
barman,
not part of his world, the
parlo
girl
anche
with the dog and the
dell'altro
barman
vedovo che lo invita a
and
mangiare
the
gli
other
spaghetti.
widower who invites him to have
Questo
some
fermarsi
spaghetti with him. So
gli è
coming
permesso,
to a halt
soprattutto
is something
il
that
primo
has
figlio, insomma,
allowed
se lo può
him
permettere, proprio perché prima lavorava
to
in una televisione
rethink his own
privata,
situation
insomma,
because he
in
worked in
un'azienda
a
grossa
private
della
television and media company.
In realtà non so se le due cose sono legate, cioè sicuramente
Now, I don't know if these two strands are necessarily linked,
avesse fatto
but
l'autista d'autobus o il semplice impiegato,
had
non
he
sarebbe
simply
stato così facile per
been
lui
a bus
fermarsi.
driver or in some
Per
other
cui
simpler
sicuramente quello glielo
occupation,
permette.
this would
Però non
not
so,
have
questo
caused him to simply
Forse
stop
lo sa solo Sandro Veronesi,
with
che è
his
l'autore
life.
del romanzo da cui viene
And
il libro. Se c'è un legame stretto fra
also
il fatto
the
che lui lavorasse in
novel, of
televisione
course,
e il suo modo
deals
di
with
reagire
this,
a
and
questo lutto, il suo modo di reagire e
the
di
fact
cercare di
that
lavorare.
he has
Forse sì,
been
però,
working
sì,
in a
sto
media
pensando in
company
questo momento, ma
has
forse
allowed
sì,
him
perché
to
uno è
review
abituato a
his
parlare,
life
a
and
vedere i
also
film,
then
a andare
to
ai festival
get
come
in touch
questo.
with his feelings.
In
And
realtà la prima reazione che gli
the
viene in
first
mente è quella di stare seduto in una
reaction
panchina e di stare
that
zitti.
he then has
Forse
is
c'è
to
una
sit
relazione
on a
fra,
bench and and simply observe, because before that he was always the one talking, and so maybe there is that connection with the media and the death, the two strands of the story. Okay, let's have a first question.
Yazdani Film International, ich habe
from Film International. I have a question for Mr. Piccolo. How did you come up with the idea of choosing the square in front of a school and using that as your prime location for the film? And for the director, Mr. Grimaldi, how were you able to adapt your screenplay from the book and from the novel? And how were you able to get Roman Polanski in front of the camera for just a couple of minutes? And I also have a question for Moretti. Very complex role that you're playing, and how were you able to work through that and be successful? Unfortunately, I wasn't tuned into the translation.
L'idea ovviamente nasce dal libro, questo
okay,
film è stato un libro
the idea came from the novel, and in the novel the protagonist stays outside of the schoolyard in that piazza, but he's always in the car. And I thought for a film it'd be nicer to have him outside of the car and have him sit on a bench, so it's that static situation. And the piazza is the place where his life comes to a halt, and that is basically the challenge of the film when adapting it from the novel. So, in other words, the idea was contained in the novel, and it's also contained in the film. In the film, however, it is made visually more dynamic. So we've chosen to have the protagonist move about, but yet at the same time being static. Right, this, it seems a very minute decision to have him sit there on that bench and be static in that piazza. And of course, had we shot it only in the car, we would have had only a couple of angles from which to shoot, namely from the front or the two sides of the car. And then we have in the piazza also dialogue that happens, but I didn't want to bore the spectators, and I chose different characters, each different from the other, that cross the path in this piazza. And so there's a certain aesthetic always to this in terms of the way we shot these different scenes, and there are different styles, if you wish, that can be brought in, so that we can have dialogue happening without constantly repeating